Good morning, this is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. Today is another trading day, special day today, Tuesday, November 3rd, election day in the USA. Go and vote if you care about it. If you don't, that's wonderful too. So, market is going to open in a few minutes. You just saw the time. There you go. So, as always, I'm going to try to do some live trading in my videos, which is really hard. And I'm going to do my best. So, if you see me trying to figure out what I want to do, sometimes I don't know. Futures look like it's going to open up. In today's episode, I think what I want to do is try to optimize my portfolio a little bit more. My portfolio is not really optimized for all the methods that I'm using, which is, I'm owning shares. I'm trying to write options against it. So today I may do some portfolio cleanup with one of my securities. So let's see what I end up doing. Market is opening soon. Okay, markets are open. You can see that everything is green. So what I wanted to do in this portfolio is I want to use a combination of buying a dividend stock, decent yield, and maybe I can write some decent options against it. And so I'm looking at this here. You see this? I own 14 shares. I bought it at $100. I'm up 100%. I'm not saying it's a bad. It's been a great investment, and I really like this. But from an option standpoint, I just don't have more money in this portfolio to make this into 100 shares. And if you take a quick look, here's this. This is a small yield, which I'm not against small yields. I mean, let's see what the growth is. The growth is, it's okay. You see it's growing. Profits are growing and then it's stagnated a little bit. So and I like it because it's a small business. These are mid-sized company, $5 billion. So my thinking was, let me get rid of that. Let me sell it. So again, it's not that I'm unhappy with this investment. I actually like it. And what I did was I just punched in the numbers here into this spreadsheet that I did in an earlier video today. And you can see these numbers match. I just wanted to see how many number of years I owned it. I use 6. It doesn't matter if you use 6 or 7. And let's use the same time frame. If I did it from November. Okay. So we'll just use that number. So depending on how you look at it, it's really 6.5 years, right? So if you use 6, I beat the market. If you use 6.5, you see that I actually trailed. And if you use 7 for simplicity's sake, I underperform. But what I want to show you is this. I actually did not buy a lump sum into this, and you can see this. You see that? I did small purchases twice a month. Okay, and if you just follow this, so by using the first date, I'm holding myself to a much higher benchmark because you can see how, and then all these are dividends, I think, at the end here. You see, I stopped contributing twice a month right around here. And then the rest were dividends. You can see that those are dividends, okay? So it doesn't really matter. For comparison's sake, I am using a higher standard by using the first time I acquired, even though it was only $30, or if you subtract the 30, it was $25. You see that? So regardless, this investment mirrored a market, but it doesn't serve me any good because I only own 14 shares. So I'm going to sell it today and then move into something where I can buy 100 shares and try to make some money. This is what I'm thinking of looking into. STOR Capital, it's a real estate investment trust. You see the yield is much higher, but that means the growth rate is really not as good. So the question is, why would I buy something like this? And the last 4 years look great. You see the profit looks great. And the biggest reason that I'm thinking about buying this is, you see, we all know that real estate is generally not doing too well in the retail space. During the COVID, malls are shut down and other things are shut down. And so a lot of these stocks drop down. So why do I want to buy something like this? You can see the big drop. If I compared it to, here you go, if you look at it, you see in the short term, the company that I'm selling is in green. You can see it outperformed even if you look back here. But what I care about is if you scroll back out a couple years, you see the company that I held went up 100%. But what it shows you is, you see Store Capital? If you bought here, you would have made way more money. And what I'm saying is, when you see this, I'm basically saying, look, at some point they were equal. Right? One of them took a bigger hit than the other, and one of them recovered. So what I'm thinking of doing is, hey, I made my money here. I'm going to move into something like this, because at some point in the future, this has a better chance of growing. And that's sort of my thinking now. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But that's part of investing. So let's do this trade. ETrade is kind of strange. I have fractional shares, so you got to do a sell. I think you have to pick the whole shares first. I'm going to sell the whole shares first. It's going to leave me the remainder of all the fractional shares. Oh my goodness, I hit the wrong button. This is the challenge with doing things live, but it's okay. I actually lost money on that. You see that spread? It's a $4 a share difference in literally that fraction of a second. So this is the problem with trying to do everything while you're recording yourself. Okay, this is what I was trying to do. I was trying to get rid of these fractional shares. Here you go, market. Let's just get rid of everything. Not a good thing to do, but there you go. Shares are dropping. Look at that. That was horrible. Now, because of that funny mistake, you guys should give me a like and a thumbs up. Help me feel the pain. I lost $4 in a fraction of a second. You see that? So like my video. I did it just for you. I lost money. It was horrible. I admit it. Okay, now let's try to get into something that I really wanted. And let me hope I don't fat finger this piece of it. Okay, I'm going to buy all or none. Market price. There you go. Okay. So what does that look like in my portfolio now? So you see all the fractional shares are gone for LFUS. I got rid of it, including the mistake I made. And then I now got it in here. STOR is down here. It's all cash, it says, for right now. Okay, so now that I have that there, you'll see this is all real. Boom, boom, boom. Here it goes. Okay, I'm not done yet. So now let's go to the next piece. What I want to see is the cover calls. This is not a really good cover call. Let's just see what next month looks like. You see that? So I'm just going to check it out. If I do that, there is a 40 cents premium, or, right, what most of us know is $40. So what that tells you is, so here's the option. Let's just do it like this. So if this goes here, right, it's a $3 change in price. We all know that. You can do the math. But for all those who like to see how you do this, whoops, if I can type, that's the percentage move, right? It's 11% move. Going up, you collect another 40. So you make free, right? If this was to happen, you make $300 on the shares, right? And then you make the $40. And so if you add that up, this is your total, right? We don't need to do this, but you can do that. And then you want to divide the total by the cash outlay. So we'll just assume, and that will be your total return rate. So there you go, 12%. That makes sense to me. But what does that mean? That's 12% in 45 days, right? So 8 cycles of those. So what you can do is some people do this times this. So that's your annualized return if you're able to do it every time. I don't think you can. So it's okay. I mean, it's really not bad. Since I'm just buying this, I have no idea will it work out. So let's just see. I'm going to put a cover call on it. Here you go. Make my $50 45 days out. There's not this one. You can't trade weeklies. I do like weeklies, but it's okay. And did it go? There you go. It went across. So there you go. Now I just did all that in a few minutes. It's still opening. It's still early in the morning. And here's what my portfolio looks like now. Got rid of one, reposition, right? Got STOR, added a cover call on it. If it moves up, there you go. Now, because I just got it, am I okay with letting it go? Maybe I can do the wheel strategy on this. I don't really know what I'm going to do yet. We have to see what the market does. There are times where if you feel like the share price is undervalued, then there are times where you don't want to let go of it if the share price constantly moves up. But if the shares are volatile and is downtrending, there are times where you want your call to get a sign. Then you go the opposite way with the wheel strategy. We'll use a cash secure put and we'll put it on at like $26 or whatever it is, 27, and try to buy back the shares and collect a premium doing it. So we'll see what happens. But there you go. I swapped out one ticker for another. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like. Again, I made a dumb mistake. Cost me $4 for those 28 shares that I didn't want. And I bought 14 extra one when I was trying to sell it. But you can see how difficult it is on these trading systems. If you do it on your phone, I'm sure some of you have made that mistake. If you have, share your story in the comment section. I like to read it. The exciting thing here is I'm building up my cash so I can do more, have a little bit more buying power. And a quick look for the dividends here. So I already missed the current dividend, but the first dividend that I will get is right here, 100 shares at 36 cents a share. I'll get a $36 dividend now. So it's a little bit more than the other, but again, it's kind of early to see how this is going to pan out. But let's follow this for the next 2 or 3 years and see if I made a good trade or not. So again, I'm here to help you win with money. I'm a financial coach. I teach this stuff. I do it in my own portfolio. I believe anybody can do what I do. It's not about luck. You buy an index fund, you'll do just fine. If you want to learn some of the more advanced strategies, my videos will show you and teach you how I do it. Come on, let's do this together. Let's do this $1 at a time, and we can all get there together. As always, I want you to have a profitable trading day. Bye-bye.